So you're considering the American Express Platinum card. Maybe because it's the go-to luxury and travel card, maybe it's to get thousands of dollars in value like I do with my card, or maybe it's to simply flex with a metal credit card. In this video, we'll be breaking down the top 12 things you need to know both before applying and immediately after. So getting right into it, the first thing you need to do is determine if this card is really fit for you and your lifestyle. And I'll break this up into a few parts. First, if your goal is purely cashback, then I would recommend looking elsewhere. And that's because no matter how good the multipliers are on these cards, the points are only worth 0.6 cents per point when it comes to pure cashback. Meaning the 80,000 point welcome bonus is only worth $480, or the 5 times on flights direct or through their portal, or the 5 times on hotels are only like getting 3% back in value. That's pretty underwhelming when a card with a fraction of the annual fee at $95 will already offer you 60,000 points in welcome bonus, which is worth $600 for direct cashback, or $750 when redeemed for travel through their portal, which you would get 5 times points on, again worth 5%. Which brings me to the second part of this point, understanding that the Amex Platinum card is not a daily spender. In fact, I don't even carry it day to day and only take it out of the drawer when I'm using credits and benefits on the card or when I'm traveling. And that's because if you look closely at the multipliers, you'll only be getting 5 times points when booking flights through the airline or flights and hotels through the Amex portal. Everything else is only giving you 1 times points. Unless you're a major traveler and that's where all of your spend goes, I'd imagine that for most of you, this is not going to be used day to day. For an Amex card that has better categories for everyday spend, check out the Amex Gold card with its 4 times on groceries and dining. And the third point here about not fitting your lifestyle is it takes a lot of work. Most people don't want to think about their credit cards day to day, and even though if you do plan out your credits and use most of them, you will come out ahead every single year, you still have to put in that work to do so, like thinking about which hotel you want to use the $200 credit in, or remembering to use your $15 every month for your Uber cash benefit, or spending $50 every 6 months at Saks Fifth Avenue. They don't call this card a coupon book of a card for no reason. If your goal is simplicity, I would look elsewhere, but if you want to maximize the value you get for all of your spend like I do, then this card might be for you. Alright, now that you've decided that this card is for you, you need to know about all the latest updates that happened just a couple weeks ago. With one major change being the second must know, and that's how the welcome bonuses work. Historically, you would have only needed $6,000 of spend in the first 6 months to hit the welcome bonus, so an average of about $1,000 per month. Not too bad in the grand scheme of things, but it has been bumped up to $8,000 over the same period, so about $1,333 per month. Now, that's not the most important part here, given that if $300 a month extra is the deal breaker between getting and not getting this card, then you may want to reevaluate your finances first to make sure that you're not spreading yourself too thin. More importantly, the welcome offer has regressed back to a baseline of 80,000 points, down from a high of even 150,000 points. And even more important in my opinion is that now you're limited to 1 welcome bonus across all different variants of the Platinum card. If you didn't know, there are multiple versions of the Platinum card, with the popular ones being the Vanilla Platinum card, the Charles Schwab version, and the Morgan Stanley version. Previously, each of these cards would be considered different products, and you would be eligible for the welcome bonus on each of them once in your lifetime. That was something I was planning for the future, given I was eyeing the Charles Schwab version of the card, but that's probably changing. As reported by many outlets and reflected in these offer terms, it now says that you may not be eligible if you have or have had this card, so the Vanilla card, the Charles Schwab version, or the Morgan Stanley version, or any previous versions of the card. I would assume that you will get hit with the same Amex pop-up jail message if you try to apply, but we'll probably see more data points trickle in. But not all hope is lost here with all of these welcome bonus changes, because there are a couple workarounds. First of all, you still could be targeted for elevated offers. When I went to the site myself, I could see an offer of an elevated 100,000 points. So be sure to check what your offer is. You could also be targeted through the physical mail offers, where some of my friends got offers ranging from 100 to 150,000 points. And third, check out the exclusive American Express offer through their Resy platform. Here you'll find that the offer is 100,000 points, but on top of that, you'll get 10 times points on restaurants worldwide, up to $25,000 of spend in the first 6 months. Meaning if you're able to max that out, that's an additional 250,000 points for a total welcome bonus offer of 350K. That's pretty insane because it averages out to over $4,000 of spend across the first year. It's hard to hit, but the opportunity is there. I mean, just to get an extra 50,000 points, so to match the 150K offer, you'll only need to spend $5,000 at restaurants over the first 6 months, which is a lot more feasible. Okay, must know number 3 are the rules around authorized users and the recent changes to these rules. If you didn't know, authorized users are people who are 13 years and older who you trust to add as additional members onto your account. Their spending will be pooled with yours, but more importantly, they'll also get their own benefits similar to the primary cardholder, which in this case is you. And when it comes to these additional platinum cards, you used to be able to have 3 authorized users for just $175. But that has now changed to $195 for each card. A pretty major jump if this is something you use, which maybe you do, because with these additional users, you not only are able to select the design of those cards, but you'll also get the global entry or TSA pre-check credit, lounge access, Marriott and Hilton Gold status, car rental status, and access to the FHR program. But I mean, if this is the benefit you use a lot, then it would be a big bummer, because previously to get 3 cards, that's $175. Now that's $585, a very big jump. My guess is they're trying to address the overcrowding at a lot of the lounges, but as with any rule, there is one way around this, kinda. If you're going for the Morgan Stanley version of this card, which requires you to have a brokerage account with them, you'll still be able to get the first authorized user free with all the same perks that we just mentioned. There is something called the Companion Platinum card, which is free and is the newer version of the old Gold card, which didn't really have any of the Gold card perks. So this new name called the Companion card makes a lot more sense. That said, it doesn't come with any of the major perks, really just the global entry and TSA pre-check credit. Now, if you're traveling as a group and want to visit lounges like the Centurion Lounge or the Delta Lounges a lot, then these additional platinum cards might be good because each cardholder will have their own access. And that's because after learning about number 4, you'll understand all of the lounge rules, including some rumored changes that might be rolling out, which are unfortunately negative. So like you may already know, the Amex Platinum comes with access to a variety of lounges, but we'll focus on a few of the more important ones. With the Plaza Premium Lounges, you'll get access directly with your Platinum card, no extra signups necessary, and can bring in a guest. On the other hand, with the Priority Pass, make sure you go through the Benefits tab and sign up, because it'll take anywhere from 10 to 14 days for you to get the physical card. But once you get the actual account number, you can use the app to show a virtual card or the QR code to get access to their over 1,400 lounges around the world for you and up to 2 guests. Basically, just know that you shouldn't wait till right before your trip to do so, because you may not make it. Next is the Delta Sky Club access, which right now will give you access if you have a flight within 3 hours of departing or arriving on a Delta operated flight. But I don't think you get guest access here. And here's where the rumors start. Doctor of Credit, who has a pretty good track record, is reporting that in order to address overcrowding, they might limit these visits to just 6 times a year. Now for me, I don't fly enough, especially on Delta, to have this change matter to me, but I would assume it affects a lot of you watching, so keep an eye out. But remember, you could have additional platinum cards at $195 each if those people really want more access. I wouldn't be surprised if this was true though, because overcrowding at lounges has been an issue for a while now, especially with other lounges like the Centurion Lounge, which is what made them to cut guest access in early 2023, and then change it to a benefit that you'll get if you spend more than $75 in a calendar year, something I'm not hitting. Alright, next up we have must know number 5, and it's a quick one, and that's the changes to the digital entertainment credit. Now you'll still get this through October 1st of 2023, but Audible is no more, and it's being replaced by subscriptions to the Wall Street Journal. I understand a lot of people use Audible, so this has wide effects, but hey, now at least you have access to the Wall Street Journal to bypass all of those paywalls, right? Number 6, corporate discounts. Now this flies under the radar a lot, but if your company offers corporate cards and they're the American Express ones, then you're in luck. This tip will save you a lot of money. Because with a corporate card, you'll get statement credit for 4 of the American Express personal cards, with 150 off the platinum, 100 off the gold, 75 on the green, and 50 off the blue cash preferred. So literally free money if you're eligible, and could mean the difference of having the card be worth it or not. Number 7, Rakuten. If you didn't know, Rakuten is a cashback portal where if you shop at different sites through their links, you'll get a percentage back in cashback. And they're not random sites too. If you take a look at the front page, there's stores like Uniqlo, Shein, and even Walmart. In fact, there's even Saks Fifth Avenue, which regularly goes up to 10 or 15% cashback, which is a great time to stack with the $50 Saks Fifth Avenue credit every 6 months. Not only that, but if you don't need the cashback, you could choose to earn in Amex points instead, where it's 1 cent to 1 point. And if you're like me and value MR points at a much higher rate, like 2 cents per point, then this is a great way to earn more of those points. This is not sponsored at all, but I've used Rakuten for almost 10 years now, even back when it was called Ebates. So if this interests you, I'll have a link down below where we'll both earn a little bonus, and it will be a great way to help support the channel. Thanks in advance. Now on to must know number 8, and that is understanding the airline incidental credit. Unfortunately, this is not an easy to use credit like the Chase Sapphire Reserves is. No, this credit can only be used towards incidental credits, like checked bags or in-flight refreshments, and only on your chosen airline, which can be Alaska, American, Delta, Hawaiian, JetBlue, Spirit, Southwest, or United. Now I haven't tried this recently, but throughout the years, my way of using this credit is to seat select into the premium section of economy class, which technically doesn't count as a cabin upgrade. So for about $50 or $100 on Alaska, this would mean 4 inches of extra legroom, free alcohol, and early access to overhead bin space, as well as leaving the plane earlier. I believe similar choices exist for other airlines as well. Number 9, make sure you sign up for accounts across all the places you get elevated status at. For example, you'll get Marriott and Hilton Gold for as long as you have this card, which aren't the highest of statuses, though maybe I'm lucky, maybe I'm not, but I have been upgraded quite a few times, anywhere from a basic higher floor to suite upgrades at a popular place like San Francisco Bay Area. You'll also get things like more points, like checkout, free Wi-Fi, and more, which are quite similar across both of the chains. Then there are car rental privileges, like getting you Avis Preferred Plus, Hertz President Circle, which is the highest tier status, and Emerald Club Executive status. You could also use your higher tier statuses, like Hertz President Circle, and then match over to the other programs, like Nationals Executive Elite. It can be a lot of hopping around, but it's pretty worth it for free upgrades, faster free days, and express lines. It's something I'll be doing later this year, flying to Hawaii and renting a car through Hertz President Circle, so I'll report back after that trip. Okay, next must know, number 10, is to make sure you swap your cell phone bill over to this card. If you weren't aware, the Amex Platinum offers you cell phone protection up to $800 and a $50 deductible, but only if you're paying the wireless bill with this card. So swap it over, have it on auto pay, and have peace of mind that you'll get some portion of your value back if you ever crack up the phone. Next, number 11 is to really plan out when and where you're going to be using the different credits. There are a lot of credits on the card, some spread throughout the year, so make sure you're at least using enough to justify having the card open year after year. Because if you at least do that, then it could be fine to miss 1 or 2 credits, like the $50 in a half for the Saks Fifth Avenue. But if you have trips coming up, see if you could use the $200 credit towards airline incidental charges, or if you could use the $200 credit towards Fine Hotels and Resorts or Hotel Collection hotels. Sure, it might be a little bit more expensive, but you could apply this free $200 credit and can sometimes find deals like extra property credit or free nights. And speaking of travel, that segues into must know number 12, and that's knowing how to maximize the points you have on these cards. With such a massive welcome bonus, you might be surprised that you could already have enough points to fly business class to Europe or Asia, where your points could be worth not 1 cent per point, not 2 cents per point, but 3, 4, 5 cents or more per point. So for a step-by-step guide on how to maximize these Amex points, go on and check out this video for a full run through.